More than 2 decades ago, some insane blockbusters were ruling the theaters like Jurassic Park, The Lion King, and Titanic, but there are also a bunch of films that totally bombed at the box office. Now, here's the kicker. Some of those forgotten flicks actually ended up becoming cult classics. These movies didn't exactly set the world on fire when they first came out. Maybe they were too weird, too different, or just plain ahead of their time, but over the years, something clicked. People started talking about them, sharing their love for these overlooked gems. In this video, we're taking a look at 15 of these underdog movies. We'll break down why they flopped initially and how they managed to capture the hearts of so many. Get ready for a nostalgic trip through some seriously underrated cinema. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Fight Club, 1999. How can we talk about cult classics and not mention Fight Club? A nameless insomniac office worker longing for meaning in his mundane life finds it in an underground fight club. He connects with Tyler Durden, a charismatic soap salesman who embraces chaos and destruction. Their fight club evolves into Project Mayhem, a movement that challenges societal norms and seeks to dismantle the existing order. Fight Club became a cult classic, and all credit goes to its story. It doesn't click you at first, but when it does, it clicks hard. While it is now considered a masterpiece, it initially faced a bad reception at the box office, earning just over $63 million against a budget of $63 million. Its ending probably confused the viewers, and that contributed to its box office struggles. However, Fight Club found a devoted following thanks to edgy teenagers who practically swear by this movie. The film's home video release played a big part in its rise because when people started to rewatch it, they understood its story better. I can't blame them. Some movies are even better on the second watch.
The heart of the ship.
Event Horizon, 1997. I love space movies. Zathura, Interstellar, Gravity, you name it. And I'm sure most people love space movies like me, but this particular one did not get the love it deserved at the time. In this film, a rescue team is dispatched to investigate the disappearance of the Event Horizon, a spaceship that vanished 7 years prior. Upon reaching its location, they encounter a haunting silence and unsettling signs of a catastrophic event. As they try to figure out more about the ship's mysteries, they discover a certain force, a portal to hell itself, that has corrupted the vessel and its crew. Despite a stellar cast featuring Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, and Kathleen Quinlan, Event Horizon underperformed at the box office, making only $42 million. However, over time, Event Horizon has become a beloved cult favorite and is often praised for its ambitious special effects and thought-provoking exploration of the human psyche in the face of cosmic horror. Deep Rising, 1998. A luxury cruise ship, the Sea Dragon, is attacked by an enormous and ugly sea creature. A group of diverse individuals, including a salvage diver, a mercenary, and a marine biologist, find themselves stranded on the ship and forced to fight for survival. As the creature wreaks havoc, the survivors must overcome their differences and work together to escape the horrifying abyss. With its over-the-top action and awkward humor, Deep Rising is a classic monster movie that delivers a satisfying dose of adrenaline-pumping entertainment. Though blessed with the lead of Treat Williams, Deep Rising failed to attract audiences, grossing $27 million against a $60 million budget. Wow, the producers must be mad about this one. Critics felt the film lacked originality and relied heavily on practical effects that couldn't compete with more sophisticated CGI of the time. While it wasn't a critical or commercial success, Deep Rising garnered a dedicated cult following for its surprisingly charming B-movie sensibility.
Why are they trying to kill me? Answer me!
Dark City, 1998. Personally, I love the story and the premise of this one. A man wakes up in a bathtub with no memory and a mysterious metal object implanted in his head. He soon discovers he is living in a city controlled by shadowy figures known as the Strangers, manipulate time and memories to experiment on its inhabitants. As he tries to uncover his own identity and the secrets of the city, he finds himself caught in a web of deception and manipulation. You could say that Dark City is a neo-noir masterpiece. Dark City struggled to find an audience upon its release, earning only $27 million on a $40 million budget. I think that Dark City's narrative didn't click with the majority of the viewers. Memorable performances, particularly from Rufus Sewell and Kiefer Sutherland, led to its gradual rise, and with time, the movie was loved by many. One aspect where Dark City really stands out is in world building. Do check it out. The Frighters, 1996. You know the movie is going to be good when you see Michael J. Fox in it. He plays Frank Bannister, a con artist who claims to be a psychic who can actually see and communicate with ghosts. When a series of real murders begins in his town, he uses his spiritual companions to investigate and clear his name. Directed by Peter Jackson, The Frighteners features impressive visual effects, a witty script, and strong performances from Michael J. Fox and Trini Alvarado. The Frighteners was a box office disappointment, earning just $51 million and not even covering the cost of the movie. It just couldn't connect with the audience. Peter Jackson fanboys started to love this movie and its unique style and memorable performances. Its cult status can be attributed to its inclusion in horror movie marathon screenings and, of course, the film's devoted fanbase. The Big Labowski, 1998. This is a fun one. Jeff Labowski, or should I say the dude, a laid-back, bowling-loving slacker, gets caught in the crossfire of a kidnapping when his rug is mistakenly mistaken for a valuable. This leads him on a bizarre adventure involving mistaken identities, white Russians, and a bowling team. The Big Labowski was a box office disappointment, grossing a meager $17 million against a $15 million budget. Was the comedy a bit off for the audience? Was the cast a little too much to bear? We'll never know. We do know that its cult status is undeniable at this point, largely due to its quotable dialogues. And we can't forget that the dude is effortlessly funny. As for its success, you could say that word of mouth made people watch it. School Ties, 1992. Alright, a movie with Brendan Fraser, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck? Sign me up. David Green, a Jewish boy, receives a scholarship to attend an elite preparatory school. Although he excels academically, he faces prejudice and discrimination from his classmates. He struggles to fit in and reconcile his heritage with his desire to belong. Despite an awesome cast featuring Brendan Fraser, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and many more, School Ties just couldn't fill the cinema seats and collected only $15 million, barely making a profit. Some critics felt it missed the emotional impact of other coming-of-age dramas, and audiences may have been reluctant to engage with complex themes of racism and identity. But here's the silver lining. With time, people noticed the movie thanks to the powerful performance by its cast. Understandably, people avoid movies with mentions of racism of any kind, but School Ties deserves all the love it gets. The Phantom, 1996. Is it just me, or is the character design very funny? You can tell us in the comments. Based on the iconic comic book series, The Phantom is the story of a masked vigilante who protects a jungle kingdom from evil. He is the latest in a long line of heroes who have sworn to uphold justice and fight injustice. As you guys guessed, The Phantom was a flop, and it made just $52 million against a production budget of $80 million. On second thought, it's insane to put $80 million in a weird superhero movie, especially in the 90s. It was bound to fail. Surprise, not everyone likes lame action, but of course, comic book fans creep their way into any crevice possible. With time, comic book adaptation lovers sheltered under The Phantom, and it soon had a cult following. And not to forget, if you have a crush on Catherine Zeta-Jones, then you gotta watch The Phantom. Last Action Hero, 1993. You can call him Mr. Universe, or the Terminator, or Mr. Freeze, but you can't always call him a good actor. Yeah, we're talking about the legend, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This video, a young boy obsessed with action movies gets transported into the world of his favorite film franchise. He soon realizes that the characters and scenarios he loves are not as glamorous as they appear. Last Action Hero is a comedy that playfully deconstructs the action movie genre and offers a satirical look at the same. But still, it was a box office disappointment, grossing only $85 million against a hefty $100 million budget. Critics felt the film was too twisted, the humor too immature, and the CGI too overblown. But even after blowing money, it was appreciated by the audience for its innovative concept and its satirical commentary on Hollywood action films. The Insider, 1999. Based on a true story, The Insider follows Lowell Bergman, a producer for 60 Minutes, who collaborates with Jeffrey Wigand, a former executive of the tobacco giant Brown & Williamson, to expose the company's cover-up of the health risks of smoking. As they face legal threats and pressures from powerful forces, they must stand up for truth and justice. And you guessed it right, The Insider was a box office disappointment, as critics felt it was too slow-paced and lacked the dramatic punch of other exposes. Nonetheless, an outstanding performance by Al Pacino and Russell Crowe made sure that the film gained a decent following. And let's be real, movies about ethics and corporate greed are fun to watch. Ravenous, 1999. Set in 1847 during the California Gold Rush, Ravenous tells the story of a group of soldiers who were stranded in a remote outpost and preyed upon by a mysterious and ravenous creature. As the soldiers succumb to the creature's hunger, they become cannibalistic and their humanity unravels. Ravenous is a dark and unsettling horror film that uses its historical setting to spook the audience because, hey, cannibalism is where 90% of the people draw the line. Well, Ravenous was a critical and commercial flop, collecting only $3.5 million, 6 times less than the budget. I'm sure audiences were likely repulsed by its disturbing content. With time, people grew fond of its atmospheric setting and its memorable performances from Guy Pearce and Robert Carlyle. It's a great choice for people who want to see a twisted movie, so you should go check it out. The Iron Giant, 1999. Robots landing on Earth? Is it Transformers? Nope, it's the Iron Giant. A young boy named Hogarth befriends a giant robot who crash lands near his home. Hogarth must protect his new friend from the military and help him understand the complexities of human society. Now, the movie was like the Transformers, but it definitely didn't perform like the Transformers, as it was a box office disappointment. To think about it, maybe its animated style was the reason for its downfall. Not everyone prefers animation over live action. However, The Iron Giant is a heartwarming story, and it has become a favorite among families and those seeking a film with a positive message. Go watch it with your family tonight. Office Space, 1999. Ah yes, another satirical black comedy that got misunderstood by the audience at the time. 3 disgruntled office workers, tired of their dead-end jobs and unfulfilling lives, decide to rebel against their oppressive corporate environment. They plot to sabotage their company and escape their mundane routines. Office Space is a satirical comedy that offers a look at the absurdities of corporate culture with its relatable characters, and the sharp social commentary totally resonated with the viewers who felt trapped in similar situations. And Office Space didn't do too well because, like I said, it was misunderstood. But for all the 9-to-5 guys out there, it became a cult classic. Nothing bonds people like workplace frustration. Check it out if you hate your boss and want to leave everything behind. The Craft, 1996. 4 teenage girls, ostracized and outcast by their peers, discover they have a shared gift for witchcraft. As they find out about their powers, they form a coven and seek to use their magic for revenge and personal empowerment. You can say that in a way, The Craft explores female power. You go, girl. But it was a disaster. Straight up disaster. It couldn't even make half of its budget, and still, witches all around the world enjoyed The Craft, and for them, that's good enough. Hackers, 1995. Angelina Jolie is a hacker that is literally the hottest hacker in the whole wide world. A group of teenage hackers known as the Hackers navigate the world of computer networks and face off against a powerful corporation that threatens to control the global economy. Hackers are set in a world where technology is rapidly evolving and the impact of technology is massive on society. I know that its portrayal of hacking may seem outdated now, but Hackers is like a nostalgic and entertaining entry in the cyberpunk genre. Speaking of numbers, even Angelina Jolie couldn't save this movie from sinking, and Hackers barely made a profit. Maybe it was because people hate hackers. That's the only logical explanation I could come up with, but soon enough, tech bros and computer geeks caught up with Hackers and loved it. Marvelous Verdict. These films, despite their initial box office setbacks, ultimately found their audience, and sometimes the most unconventional and overlooked films can become the most beloved and enduring. Sure, on an average day you might prefer a well-known commercial success movie, but on days you're feeling adventurous, you need to check out some movies that aren't your cup of tea. So, next time you're looking for a movie to watch, don't overlook these forgotten gems. You might just discover your next cult classic. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.